Hi there, I'm Cullen from CullensABCs.com, and I have an idea I would like to share with you using burlap ribbon. And it's making a Thanksgiving table runner with your child's handprints. So, this burlap ribbon I purchased for something else. And then my mind just started thinking, well, what if I did some cute little handprints on the ribbon? And let's just see if it works. So I tried it. It worked. It's super cute. And this ribbon, let's see, is 15 feet, and it was $4.99. So I think that's pretty awesome because I was able to make a table runner with it, and I still have ribbon left over that I'll use for the original project I bought it for. But, and I made sure, so we have to just make sure that the ribbon is wide enough for your child's handprint to fit on it. So if you have more than one child, it would be cute to have different size handprints as well. So this is what I did. I measured out the burlap ribbon to the size of my table, and I made sure I had the leaf in it because, you know, sometimes on Thanksgiving you have a lot of people over and you end up putting that leaf in, and then maybe the runner isn't long enough anymore and it needs to be long enough. And then even if you take the leaf out of the table, it will still be long enough. So make sure you have a little bit left on the end. That's what I did. I made sure I had a little bit left on the end that didn't have a handprint on it. And then when I put it out on the table, I can just tuck that edge underneath the table and then just maybe tape it there if you want it a little more secure. So I cut it out, and I still have this much left, so that'll be perfect. I'll use it for my next project. So this is what it looks like, and then I will show you how I went about making it. So here it is, his little handprints and his turkeys all the way across the runner. And it looks super cute, like I said, on the table. So here's that little bit at the end that doesn't have anything on it. The other side has a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to be tucked under the table. Nobody will ever know how much space is on one end or the other. So when I told him about what we were going to do, I talked to him about the turkey. So this part is the body of the turkey, the thumb is the head, and the fingers are the feathers. Now, to get him a little bit more excited about doing it, I told him he could pick out the colors of paint that he wanted to use for the feathers. Now, since I did this pretty spur of the moment, I really wasn't thinking about the paint that I was using, and I did use just this washable liquid tempera. And now I'm thinking I wish I had used something like this, like acrylic paint, because it'll, you know, if it gets wet, it's not going to come off or anything. But that's okay. It's still super cute. So just use what you have. So I painted it, and each time I had to paint his hand because when I put it down on the burlap and brought it up, most of the paint came off his hand. So I just had to repaint, and I made sure I had everything prepared, everything ready to go. I just had a plate, any plate, plastic plate, glass plate, whatever you have, ceramic plate, and I just put the colors all around the plate. And then I had, you can use paintbrushes. I don't have that many paintbrushes at home, one for each color, but I had these kind of brushes, these sponge brushes, and that worked great. Paintbrushes, sponge brushes, whatever you have works wonderfully. And I made sure I had one for each color. So I would paint brown here, and then each finger would be the separate color. And, and I would have the different brushes for each one of those colors, all ready to go. Now the burlap, since it has the holes in it, I would put a piece of paper. You could use foil, you could use wax paper, whatever you have. Just put a piece of paper underneath it, then put the handprint on. So then the paint doesn't go to the table, it stays on the paper. Okay, and it dries super fast, so I was just able to move it to the next one, and I don't think I really had any paint on the table at all. And then after they dried, which like I said is pretty fast, but after they dried, I just gave him a Sharpie to draw the legs on. And then he drew the legs on, and then he thought it would be a great idea to do a waddle, and I didn't have a red pen. So he's like, oh, well, let's use a crayon. So it was kind of fun because he got, you know, he used his own little imagination to do that. And His wattles, as you can see on the head there, it's pretty small and not very bright, but it is really cute, and you can still see it there, and he's pretty proud of it as well. So right now I have it on my table, but it could be something you even put like on a sideboard or a buffet table or something like that, and it doesn't need to be in the middle. It could just be on the back side of it. It's a great decoration, and I hope you enjoy this idea. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye. Did you know that we have a DIY online preschool?
What?